You think a $300,000 bus fails because of something big: engine failure, transmission damage, something heavy, something expensive. But that's not what takes most buses off the road. It's a $200 problem, and when it hits, it doesn't just damage the bus. It can shut down your entire operation. Because modern buses aren't just machines anymore. They're networks. You're not buying a bus. You're buying a rolling computer system with wheels attached. And that changes everything. See, older buses had problems you could see: oil leaks, smoke, noise. You could fix them with tools. Modern buses? They fail silently. A tiny sensor, something smaller than your hand, controls critical systems: fuel injection, emissions, turbo pressure, braking assist. If that sensor sends the wrong signal, the system doesn't struggle, it shuts down. Completely. No warning. No gradual failure, just a fully loaded bus, dead on the road. Now here's where it gets worse. That $200 sensor, it's not the real cost. Because when it fails, the bus doesn't just stop working. It locks itself into protection mode. That means limited speed, or no start at all. Drivers can't override it. Mechanics can't bypass it easily because the system is designed that way. And that's not an accident. Bus manufacturers build these systems to protect the engine, but also to control the repair process. You don't fix the bus anymore. The system decides if it's allowed to be fixed. So what happens next? The bus gets towed. That's your first hit. Hundreds of dollars, instantly. Then diagnostics. But modern diagnostics aren't simple. You need specialized software, licensed tools, authorized access. Now you're paying for time. And time is expensive. Hours turn into days. Meanwhile, that bus isn't making money. If you're running routes, you now have delays, missed schedules, refunds, angry passengers. One small failure. Now it's a business problem. And then comes the real damage. Because sometimes it's not just the sensor. It's what the system thinks the sensor means. A faulty reading can trigger unnecessary part replacements, fuel system checks, turbo inspections, emission system resets. Suddenly, that $200 issue becomes $2,000, $5,000, even $10,000 in total downtime and repairs. And here's the part nobody tells you. This is becoming normal. Modern buses are built with layers of electronic dependency. Everything talks to everything. One bad signal doesn't stay small. It spreads like a chain reaction. And the more advanced the bus, the more fragile the system becomes. Because efficiency has replaced simplicity. And simplicity is what used to keep vehicles alive. So who benefits from this? Manufacturers, dealerships, authorized service centers. Because every failure pushes you back into their system. You can't go independent easily anymore. You can't quick fix things like before. You're locked in. That $200 problem? It's not just a failure, it's a trigger. A trigger that activates an entire ecosystem designed to extract money, time, and control. And most owners don't even see it coming until it happens. So what's the way out? Smart operators already follow something called the failure buffer strategy. It's simple, but powerful. Instead of reacting to breakdowns, you get ahead of them. First, you identify critical sensors. Not all parts matter equally. Focus on the ones tied to shutdown systems. Second, you replace them early, not when they fail. Prevent the trigger before it happens. Third, you run parallel diagnostics. Don't rely on one system reading. Cross-check data regularly. Fourth, you reduce dependency. Work with mechanics who understand system behavior, not just error codes. Because codes don't always tell the truth. And finally, you plan downtime. Because planned downtime is cheap. Unexpected downtime? That's where the real money disappears. Smart bus owners already understand this. They don't wait for failure. They expect it and control it. Because once that $200 problem hits, you're no longer in control. The system is, and by the time you realize it, the cost is already far bigger than the bus itself. But here's the real question. If one small component can shut down an entire bus, What else is quietly controlling the vehicles you trust every day?